Hey y'all, it's Kitty, and today is going to be a kind of get to know me video. It's going to be a video of my favorite things from my childhood. My friend Tammy Lee here on YouTube gave me the idea. She did a video recently where she showed her favorite childhood books. So I thought I would include my favorite childhood books and some other things. For various reasons, I don't have access to my childhood things anymore. I was able to get a few things, but most of my stuff I'll never see again. I have who knows where it is, etc. But there's a bright side. So through the magic of the internet and eBay, I've been able to replace some of my missing childhood items. So I'm going to break the video into two parts. The first part is going to be the items that are the real items I had from my childhood. And the second part of the video will be items I've purchased on eBay and various other websites to replace my missing childhood items. Okay, let's start with my original childhood items. Where do I want to start? I'll start with this. This is a candle snuffer. It's just an old brass one. I know it's odd for a kid to have had something like this, but this belonged to my great Aunt Ruby, and she was my favorite relative. And when I would go over to her house, I would play with this all the time. So she just gave it to me. And so I cherish this because this was actually hers. And she's long dead and disowned most of us before she died. So I didn't get to see her before she died. So that's my first item. These were also hers. And I can't believe these aren't broken. These are glass straws. I have no idea how old they are. But she loved ruby glass. So whenever I would go over to her house, I would always drink with one of these. And they're super fragile. I really can't believe they're not broken. And I've had these since I've been married. And they've moved and to various places. So I have those. This is a picture of me. And this is one of the only pictures I have of myself when I was a little girl. And I was 8 years old in this picture. And I was a baton twirler. So that was at a competition. Wasn't I cute? Look at me rocking those bangs. Okay. I have some pictures of myself from high school, but those are embarrassing and I will not be showing them on the internet. Okay. And then I have this Christmas tree ornament that I'm sure I made when I was like 6 or 7. It's super ugly, but I remember this always hanging on our tree. So I have that. I have this, I don't know what this is. It's like my mom and I used to go antiquing all the time. And I got this when I was about 14 years old, and it always sat on my desk at home. And it just is, it's one of those little, I don't know what it is. I think it's a miniature version of one of those where you'd wash your face. So I remember that always being on my desk. I can't believe I have, I honestly can't believe I have some of this stuff because it wasn't a good thing that happened. Let's see. Does anybody remember those when collector plates were really popular back in the 80s? Yeah. My mom decided when I was born I was going to be a collector of plates. I was never really into them, but these are some that hung in my room at home. And they were a series of Valentine plates. So what year is this one? This is 1978. And this one is 1980. The year's down here. That's where I'm getting that from. And these hung up above my bed. And this is 1977. And this is 1979. I guess I could tell you the brand. These are all Royal Dalton. And this is 1976. I think her and a lot of other people thought that these would be collector's items. Yeah, they're not. A simple search on eBay will show you. The last of my original items are jewelry. This was a necklace and bracelet I got because what did I get? I won the 8th grade math award, and my mom went and bought me a really nice dress, and she bought me a necklace and bracelet to go with that dress. So I wore this when I won the 8th grade math award. And these aren't real. These are plated. What's that brand? And they still look brand new. And how old are these? 27 years? These are 27 years old. And the plating isn't gone at all. I can't read the brand. Anyway, I still have that. Okay. This pair of earrings brings back lots of memories. When I was in high school, I was a new waver. And that meant I listened to new wave music and dressed in all black and wore red lipstick. And I always wore these earrings. Aren't they crazy? And they were vintage at the time. They're old clip-ons. Yeah, I always had these on with my black outfits. Okay, this is a pair of earrings I wore a lot in junior high. They're sterling, but they're all tarnished. Ooh, I wore these every day in junior high school. I should clean those up and wear them again. These I wore a lot in high school. They're from that 1928 line. Yeah, I've always been obsessed with roses. And then this pair is from the same line, but they're smaller. Wore those a lot. I was really only a new waver my freshman year of high school. So when I became a sophomore and junior, I kind of got out of the black and I wore more pink. This pair of earrings I've had since I was probably 7. And they're little butterflies. I can't believe I still have these. These have been around the block, let me tell you. You know, it's amazing that earring pairs this old can stay intact, you know, as a pair. Okay, these I honestly can't believe I still have. These are my original earrings that I got my ears pierced with. And I got my ears pierced when I was 3. And they're just little simple earrings. That stone's kind of a fuchsia mauve color. I can't believe I still have these. I wear these periodically. So I think that's kind of cool that I've been able to keep track of these. Okay, I think that is all of my original items. Now, most of my absolutely favorite items I will never see again. So I have gone on to eBay and a used book website, and I was able to find replacements. So I'll show you the one that was the easiest to find. And, oh, stop. I have one more original item, and I can't believe I forgot this. I wore the hell out of this necklace. In junior high, high school, college, I still wear it a lot to this day. And I have no idea how old this is. I don't even know what it's made out of. It's like black. My mom said it was steel. And she said this necklace was from the 20s. And that it belonged to her grandmother. I don't know. I sure have worn the dickens out of this thing, and I love it. It's my favorite jewelry piece. Still can't believe I have that. Okay. Now that is the end of the original items. Okay, so now for things that I've purchased on the internet. My favorite type of dance is ballet, and I took ballet when I was little, and my favorite ballet is the Nutcracker. And this is one of the collector plates that I had that hung on my wall. This was very easy to find and replace through the magic of eBay. And that's the Sugar Plum Fairy. And here's the brand. The first day I looked for this, I was able to find it. And it was cheap. I paid $5 for this. This was not easy to find, but it matches that plate, and it's the figurine that matches it. And there she is, the Sugar Plum Fairy. And she's got, let me hold it back here. She's got two little candy canes. Isn't that cute? This was my favorite thing, I think, for my childhood. This took me a year and a half to find on eBay, searching every day. I was not giving up on finding this thing. Yeah, I really like her. Okay, I'll stop. This is another figurine I had in my room that I really liked. It's Franklin porcelain, and it's called the Minuet. And she's got a purple dress on. I loved this thing when I was a little girl. Isn't she pretty? This one was also easy to find on eBay. Must have been mass produced. Okay, I'll try to do this thing. It's really heavy. My jewelry box when I was a little girl was this brand, and it's called Eincolay Stone. I'll try. It's really heavy. This isn't exactly like the one from my childhood, but it's really close. Mine was a little darker than this. And I'm going to try to show you without dropping it. And it's full of stuff, but there's the inside. Looks like I've got some fuzzies in there. Yeah. Okay, so I have that. Again, not identical to the one I had, but it's really close. This is another figurine I had in my room, and this is Dresden china. This was really easy to find on eBay, and I didn't have to pay a whole lot because she's so little. The one I had when I was little actually came from my grandmother's house. So yeah, I was happy to find that. Now to the Avon items. We had an Avon lady who lived down the street from us, and since I was a baton twirler, I had to have makeup, and we always bought our makeup from her. And you know, I'd get perfume from her too when I was a little girl, and this is one of the perfumes I had. And this was really, really easy to find on eBay. And she's still full of perfume. And what she's called Avon Garden Girl. Yeah, these are really easy to find on eBay now. I think if you're looking for any vintage Avon, go on eBay. I think what's happening is a lot of Avon ladies are passing away, and their families are inheriting their stash. So you can find full perfumes in the original boxes. I actually bought this one in the original box, but I don't care about the original box, so I threw it out because I'm not going to resell it. And they're pretty much worthless, I mean, but I really wanted it. I also had this little perfume from Avon. It looks like a little cupcake to me, but it was called Bon Bon. This one's still full of perfume, and it still smells like it did when I was a little girl. Yeah, that scent like brings back a lot of memories. I had this pink one, And I also had a yellow one. And the yellow one I was able to find in the box. I probably won't keep this box, but there's the yellow one. This one's also full of perfume. Yeah, if you're looking for vintage Avon, eBay's the place. Okay, this one has a story that's kind of gross. So I told you I was a new waver in high school my freshman year. That meant wearing red lipstick, a lot of red lipstick. The red lipstick I wore in high school had belonged to my grandmother. Yeah, it was so old and dried out that I had to use a lip brush and Vaseline to apply it. But I wore the hell out of that old red lipstick. I'm surprised I didn't get something from it. It was such a distinctive tube of lipstick that I was able to find one. And I have no idea what happened to my original lipstick. But I was able to find one on eBay. And this one still has lipstick in it. This isn't the exact color I wore. The color I wore was a little darker red. But isn't that funny? I think it's even funnier that I wore, when I was wearing that lipstick, it was probably 30 years old already at the time. And I even wore it into college. If I ever wanted a really pretty red lipstick, I took that tube of lipstick out. I'm actually surprised I don't have it anymore, but I was able to find another one. These were my favorite books that I had in my room growing up. And there are 2 volumes, and it's A Treasury of the World's Greatest Fairy Tales. These are wonderful, and it's the illustrations that are so good in them. I loved the pictures in these books, and I loved the stories. I didn't find these on eBay. I found these at a used bookstore online. And they're pretty used, but I like old things. And there are fairy tales in here that I haven't seen in a lot of other fairy tale books. I really, really love the illustrations in these. Okay, and this one is a second treasury of the world's greatest fairy tales. And I'll show you some of the pictures from this one too. Here's Cinderella. Here's Snow White. Yeah, these are really, really good books. Here's Little Red Riding Hood. Thumbelina. Yeah, I was really happy I found these. I loved reading these when I was little. Okay, the last items are kind of silly items. I didn't actually have these when I was a little girl, but my best friend did. And my mom wouldn't allow me to have any of them. So whenever I would go over to my friend's house, I would always want to play with these. And they are the strawberry shortcake figurines. Here's Strawberry. And then I have the raspberry, what was her name? Raspberry Tart. I don't remember what this one's name was. Yeah, if you're looking for old toys, eBay. This was Lemon Meringue. Here was her best friend, Blueberry, what was it, Muffin? And this was one of the villains, Sour Grapes. And I actually found every single one of these in the original packaging. And they still smell brand new. Now, I didn't care about the original packaging. I took them out because I wanted to display them and smell them. And here's Strawberry in her nightgown. So, I have no idea if anybody's going to find this interesting, but this channel's about me and me getting more comfortable with talking and telling stories. I applaud you for sitting through it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.